Okay, so this is the question that we have. Okay, keeping all these factors in mind, we will convert it into the prefix expressions. Okay, so we will keep two things in mind. We'll design a stack and we will design, I'm just drawing it for your understanding. You will not going to do in this way. Okay, I'm just drawing unlimited boxes, whatever required. Okay, now the first thing first, we are asked to write the entire expressions in the reverse order. So what do we have? We have a closing bracket, then we have F, then we have minus, we have E, okay, then we have multiplication, then we have D, then we have opening bracket, then we have modulus symbol, we have C, then we have plus, then we have B, then again we have plus, and finally we have A. Okay, so first is the closing bracket. Since it is a closing bracket, we will move it towards the stack. Okay, so it has moved into the stack. Next we have F. So F come first. Okay, then we have minus. Minus will move into the stack. Okay, then we have E. Okay, so E will come into the expression part. Then we have multiplication. Now what do we have? Minus in the stack and we have multiplication outside. Now multiplication is of the higher priority than the minus, so we can keep multiplication sign inside the stack. We can keep. Okay, so multiplication done. Then we have D. We have D. Now D is taken. Okay, now what we have to do is that we are encountering a opening bracket. This is opening bracket. Now when the opening bracket comes here, it sees what we have: multiplication and the minus. Two operators are there. How many operators is supposed to come up? Let me see, what is your guess out here? Any idea? Anyone who would like to answer? We have a closing bracket here. Now, since we have the closing bracket out here, this closing bracket is going to neutralize this bracket. So as per the order, everything is going to come out. I repeat.
So multiplication minus then.
First the multiplication will come out as per the order. Okay, first the multiplication will come out, and then comes your minus sign will pop out, and this opening bracket is going to neutralize the closing bracket. Okay, this is done.
So means if opening bracket like come across closing bracket means everything will come out from the stack and come into this.
Yes. Of course. Whenever there is the opening bracket and the closing bracket encountering, then all the operators present in the stack will going to come out. Okay. So now, next is what? This bracket is done. Then you have the division symbol, modulus symbol. So modulus symbol will move to the stack. After the modulus symbol, you have what? C. Okay, so C will come here. Then you have plus. Now see the position of the plus. Plus is lower priority, division modulus is higher priority, but you cannot place plus at the top of the division symbol because the division is at the bottom. So division will pop out first, and only then the plus symbol will come inside. Okay, so as per this, first the division will pop out. Okay, now your stack is empty again, so now the plus symbol will come in. Okay, now next you have B. After B you have again plus symbol. This plus symbol equal priority, so again you will have plus symbol. Okay, and then you come up with A. Now this, my expression part is done, but I have two operators inside the stack. So as per the technique of last in first out process, my rest of the operators will come out of the stack. This plus will come out first, and then this plus will come out at the last. So now my stack is empty and my prefix expression is done. How will I understand that whether my expression is perfectly correct? You will see, before A and B you have the operator, before C you have the operator. Okay, before D, E, F you have minus and multiplications. So you can see that the position of the operator is always just before the operand. So from there I can come to the conclusion that this is my proper prefix expression. Okay, so that is how you convert. So this kind of question every time it comes in your ISC papers. So let us just discuss one of the ISC question today, because I think today the programming part of the stack and the queue you will hardly understand. It has lot of things to cover up, class topic. So let me just share one question with you. Do I have the, there it is. So let me just share one such question. See, all these things are all the programs of your stack and queues. Every year it comes. And this chapter is correlated with the class topic, which we are going to start in our next class. Let me just see if I get any questions. Okay, I might get it in the year paper. Okay, so here is the question. As you can see, convert the infix notation to the postfix notation. We will do it with a prefix today because we have discussed the prefix. Please note down the question, everyone. A plus in the bracket B divided by C divided by E plus F. Let me just write the question. A plus in bracket B divided by C divided by E plus F. E plus F. Okay. So I have also noted down the question. So let's try to do this using infix to postfix. Obviously, infix expression is given. If nothing is mentioned in the question, also from the expression we can find out that this is an infix expression. So we have plus in between this particular expression. Then you have division sign in between B and C. You have division sign in between this expression and E. You have plus operators in between E and F. So overall, if we see the expressions, that we from here also we can understand the expression is given in the infix format. Now we have to convert it into prefix. So to convert it into the prefix, we will follow the same format. We will draw a stack out here. Okay, to understand in the better way, we'll draw a box of the prefix expression so that we can understand. And the first step, step number 1, we will write the entire expression in the reverse order. So we have F, then we have plus, we have E division, then we have closing bracket, then we have C, then we have division B, then we have opening bracket, then we have plus, and then we have A. Okay. So now to start off, first we have F. So F comes at the last in the prefix expression form. Then you have the plus operator. So plus will move inside the stack. Then you have E. E will come here. Then you have a division operator. Now division operator has a higher order as compared to the plus. So division operator can come at the top. Division operator can come at the top. Okay, so no problem. Then you have closing bracket. Then you have closing bracket. Now after closing bracket, you have C. So C comes here. Then you have division operator again. So division operator will come at the top because this division is segregated by the closing bracket. Then B comes first. Okay. B comes first. Okay. Now you have the opening bracket. Now, if I bring this opening bracket here, you will see this opening bracket is just the corresponding to this particular closing bracket. There is no closing bracket at the bottom. That means only this division sign will pop out. And this closing bracket will get neutralized because of this particular opening bracket. So this division sign will come here. This, okay, let me erase your division sign because it has already entered into the expression. So this division sign comes out. This opening bracket will neutralize the closing bracket. So your stack, these two rack of the stack is empty. Okay. Then you have plus. Then you have the plus operator. Now, as per the rule, the plus will go inside the stack. But you have the higher order operator, that is the division sign. So first the division sign will come out and only then the plus will enter. So another division signs come out. Okay. And what happened? This plus enters the stack. And then you have A. You have A. A part is done. Now inside the stack you have two operators. Now as per the technique of the LIFO, that is last in first out, my rest of the operator will come out, that is plus and plus. That makes my stack completely empty. So this is my expression, prefix expression, that is plus plus A divide B, C, E and F. So this becomes my prefix expression of the following question. So I guess this part is clear. Please go through. If you have any doubt, ask me, then I can repeat this question again. Anything that you would like to ask?
So could you once repeat, like if we have two operators of different parities, usually which one comes first?
No, that the concept which you are talking about, the precedence of operators, that comes under the programming technique. Okay. Now in the programming, if we have the two equal precedence of the operator, for example, we have plus and minus, both are of equal precedence. Okay. Then we should always start from the left and move towards the right. That is plus come first and minus becomes next. This is the sequence. This sequence is known as associativity, where the priority, like if multiple operators have the equal precedence, then the operation of the operators is actually decided by the associativity. That is the criteria which decides that in what sequence the operation need to be performed. So just like in this example, if you see that you have the plus and the minus of plus minus, or you have another operator that is multiplication, division, and modulus. Okay. Now, if you see as per this particular sequence, all of these three operators have the equal precedence. But how the operation to be done? Now, inside the expression, if you see that the operators of the equal precedence are in the consecutive order, then the operator which comes on the leftmost side need to be operated first, and then slowly it move towards the right. Now, in this case, like if I ask you an example, show you an example. Suppose you have this expression, say A modulus B divided by C into D. Okay. Now the question comes that in this particular expression you have the operators of equal precedence. Then that times what happened? The compiler start executing in the order of left to right order. That is, A modulus B is performed, then comes this particular division operator, and at the end is the multiplication. Clear? Sneha?
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
The sound was delayed a bit.
Okay. Okay, so this is basically your infix to prefix. I'll upload some materials today in your classroom. You can go through it. Now, moving on, let me just give you to the introduction of another topic related to this. This is known as queue. Okay. This is known as queue. Okay, which is related to your stack. Okay, now in the stack, what happens? If you remember the we have discussed is that in the stack, the operation or the application of the stack is basically depends upon a pattern or a structure which is called last in first out. Means whoever enters in the last will come out at the first. Okay. But queue is little bit different, but almost the pattern of its implementation is almost same. But only the difference is that its operation in handling the data. Okay. Queue follows actually first in first out methodology. Okay. Here is a picture that is given out here. This is a car parking zone. Okay, one car has entered. There are multiple cars which are parking here. Now, as from the diagram, we can see that this car has entered first. So this car will move out first. You cannot take out any car in the middle of them. Okay. So that is what it is called, that a queue is open at both the end. Okay. So from the back end, suppose the arrangement of the car is something like that. In the first, we will consider two types of case study. In the first case study, the arrangement of the data is from right to left. The arrangement of the data is from right to left. Now from the right to left, if I read the data, then it shows that this car comes first. It is in the parking zone. The first car to be parked in the parking zone, followed by the second, third, and the fourth car. That means if I have to take out the car, that means this car will come out first, followed by the second, followed by third, and the fourth. Okay. But if I just reverse it, considering that this is the end where this car is entering first, this is second, this is third, and this is fourth, then the car which is on the leftmost side will be the first car to move out, followed by the third, followed by the second, third, and the fourth. So that is why in queue you have both the end open to operate. But in the stack, what happened? You have only one end of the operation because it looks like a rectangular box. Whichever entered first has to be taken out last. There is only one end operation. Okay. If I show you a little bit diagrammatically, then I think it will be a little easier for you to understand. Okay. Now in the stack, I'm just comparing about the stack. Now stack, what happened? You have couple of levels with certain datas and the operators being stored in the stack. Okay. Now in the stack, you have only one way. Now this is the entry point and this is the exit point. So entry and exit is actually happening from one end. Okay. So this is what you call the process of the stack. Okay. And also in the stack, another thing happened. Whatever comes in goes at the bottom. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and this is 5. Okay. So whichever entered the last will come out first. That means the popping sequence will be 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. That means 1 which is at the bottom will come out at the last. This is the stack sequence. Now in the queue sequence, what happened? You can take it in this fashion. Okay. Now if you are entering through this end, then this becomes first, second, third, fourth, and this becomes fifth. That means this is the last one and this becomes the first. Okay. So that means if you can enter from this side, you have to come out from this side. That means whichever entered first will come out first. Okay. And whichever entered last will come out at the last. If I just reverse the diagram, just change the diagram in a different fashion. Okay. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. That means my entry is happening from this particular end. Okay. So if I have to come out first, then this end, so this become the first and this become the last. So this is the advantage of the queue. This is the advantage of the queue, that in the queue you have both the open ends. Okay. Whichever way you can insert and whichever way you can bring it out. Okay. But yes, the removal of the data is depend from which particular end from where we are entering. This is the one criteria which need to be mentioned in the queue, because if we are trying to enter the data from the right hand side, then it is necessary that the popping of the data is also should happen from the right hand side, not from the left hand side. Okay. So push and the pop, they depends on which particular end the data are being inserted in the queue. But whereas in the stack, you have only one entry point and one exit point. There is no way. So the ways of working is that in stack you have the LeFou technique, that is last in first out. The one to be entered at the last will come out at the first. Okay. But in the queue you have what? FIFO. 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 What is FIFO? First in first out. No matter whichever end you enter the data, but whichever enter first is the first one to come out from the queue list. Okay. Moving on. This is what it shows, that the queue representation, which I discussed right now. It is showing in the form of a rectangular bottle, which has both the end open. If this is the in out, this is the okay. In means you are entering the data, you are pushing the data towards the first, towards the primary end, that is from where the output appears. Okay. So you insert the data and the data moves towards this side. Okay. So last in, last out, that means what? From one end, you are entering the data, and from the other end, the data are coming out. Any doubt in this diagram?
No, sir.
Basically, the shifting process is happening. This is a kind of the water bottle on both the end open. You are inserting the data. The data is getting shifted one after the other. Now, suppose you enter the first data here, second data here. The second data will push the data inside. So as slowly, if you keep on entering the data, the first data will keep on shifting its places, and at the finally, there will be one point that it will come out from the queue. So this is what. Now, in the stack operation, we have discussed about two types of the operator. One is push and one is pop. In the queue, we will use a different term. One is NQ and one is DQ. Okay, NQ means you are storing the data into the queue, and DQ means you are removing the data into the queue. Now, always remember is that in fact, in the queue, what happened if we try to store any data? Okay, suppose there is already a queue being existed with certain set of the data. What happens if you try to insert some data into the queue? Always the new data will acquire the end position. You cannot insert the data in the middle. Try to understand. Okay, in the queue, what happens if you are trying to insert any new data inside the queue? Okay, that data will be prioritized as the last data to be entered in the queue. Okay, so that it means what? It will occupy the last position. Okay, so that means once the new data has been inserted into the existing queue, that data, the new data, will be the last one, will be the last data to come out of the queue as well. Okay, because always the first in first out policy will be followed in the during the operations of the queue. Okay, now three types of conditions, two types of condition basically occurs. One is full and one is empty. That is just like your linked list. If you remember, you have created a queue. Now whether the data exists or not, because if there are data in the queue, then the queue will also occupy a certain amount of the space, because otherwise the overflow situation will be occur. So queue will also have the certain quantity of storing the data. You cannot store the extra data. And also is empty is the situation where the queue is created, but the queue does not have any value inside it. Okay, now two of these keyword will have the crucial role. One is rear and one is front. Rear represents the position of the value at the end of the queue, and front represent the position of the value which is present at the very first position of the queue. Okay, so keeping these two key points in the mind, in the next class onwards, we will slowly start off with the algorithm and the programming of the stack and the queue using the class. Yes, we are coming little backward direction. I was supposed to teach you the class programming first, but I taught you because there are certain exercise which does not require any program, which we have already discussed. So you can practice on with the question. The programming part will be a time consuming part. So we will discuss that in details. And I hope you all have got the detailed assessment, this syllabus.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so prepare it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.